Larry Gross, mountainstage.org is the place to go to get the show if you don't hear it on your public radio station. And on today's show, we have one of our very favorite people who's been coming to see us now for 20 years. I don't know how many times, I didn't count him up a minute ago. But he's one of America's great singers and songwriters. His voice is immediately identifiable as one of my favorites, and sure you won't mistake it for anybody else. His name is Jimmie Dale Gilmore, and he has a brand new project that's a little different. Jimmie Dale's been on the show in many ways, but here's something called The Wronglers with Jimmie Dale Gilmore, heirloom music.
They played an old piece called Soldier's Joy, and the one called the Boston Boy, but the greatest of all was the Jenny Lynn. To me, that is where fiddling began. Late in the evening, about sundown, high on the hill, above the town, Uncle Ben played the fiddle, Lordy, how it rang. You could hear it talk, you could hear it sing.
The Wronglers are a bunch of folks from out in the Bay Area of California, I think some of whom are involved in the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival.
Well, Warren Hellman is not only involved, he's actually the guy that puts on the festival every year.
So it's his festival, more or less.
It's a free festival, and he pays for the entire thing.
Yeah.
So it's his gift to San Francisco.
What a nice thing.
And the world, because it's such a great festival. And
it is.
All the musicians have come to love it. That first year, since it was the Strictly Bluegrass Festival, I thought, well, I might be out of place here. Even though bluegrass is definitely part of my background. You know, it's like some of my favorite music all through my life.
But you don't sing bluegrass by
yourself. I haven't much performed it.
Well, some folks like the summertime and they can stroll about. Walking through the meadow green is pleasant, there's no doubt. But give me the winter time when the snow is on the ground. I found her when the snow was on the ground. I found a little footprints in the snow. I traced her little footprints in the snow. Lord, I bless that happy day when Nellie lost her way. I found her when the snow was on the ground.
How many years has that thing been going?
It's now, this is going to be the 11th.
11th year.
Oh, and also this year, it's going to be dedicated to Hazel Dickens.
Oh, that's great.
Because it actually was started, he started the whole thing for Hazel.
Really?
Yeah. And then Don said, okay, that's great. This is wonderful, but we got to get somebody that'll also pull a crowd here in San Francisco to make it happen. So let's ask Emmylou. And that's pretty much Warren and Dawn, and then Hazel and Emmylou, I think, were
the first thing,
the genesis of the whole thing.
You know Hazel's from West Virginia.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she was one of the first inductees into the West Virginia Music Hall of Fame.
And she's been one of my favorites. And this year it's going to be he's not going to rename it, but he's dedicating the whole festival to Hazel. And Warren and I were hanging out at the festival the year after they had. Well, not a year, but during the year that they had made the record, and Warren gave me his CD, and then we were having all this huge laugh about he gets a lot of CDs.
Yeah, of course. Everybody wants to be at his festival.
Yes, and
so for the one time, he's giving it away.
Exactly.
That's great.
It was
hilarious. On the other foot.
But then they came to Austin the next spring
to play
for South by Southwest, I think.
Okay.
And then, so we were all out to dinner because, again, we always, if we're in the same town, we do something together, Yeah. And on a total whim, I said, just real sheepishly, I said, Warren, what do you think about the idea of doing a record with me? And Warren said, are you serious? He was so thrilled with the idea.
You loved me, and you promised we would part, but a link in the chain has been broken, leaving me with a sad and aching heart. Oh, I'm thinking tonight of my blue eyes. Who is sad? Yes, I'm thinking tonight of her only.
You're one of the great voices in America, but it makes sense because you've not done a record of all this kind of traditional
That's
music.
right.
You did one of some of your dad's favorites.
Yeah, that was commercial country
Which was
music
cool,
from the,
right.
like the 50s.
Exactly. So that was a little different because usually you'd done your own songs. So
Right.
then you did that one with kind of a tribute to your dad and his influence on you. And now you're doing one because you like all these traditional, these old
They
tunes.
were the songs that I actually learned how to play the guitar.
Yeah.
Doing most of the songs on here are ones that I've done back till then, and they're the same. It's the same stuff that Warren and the people in the band all really love.
Yeah.
I don't like calling it old-timey music.
Exactly.
Because that makes it sound like it's like there's something useless about it or
Right.
something.
There was a time when I thought of no other, and we sang love's own sweet refrain. Our hearts beat as one as we had our fun, but time changes everything. When you left me, my poor heart was broken. Our romance seemed all in vain, but the dark clouds are gone and there's blue skies again, 'cause time changes everything.
If you want to go see Jimmie Dale on the road, either with the Wronglers or with Butch and Joe or however he's out, go to your website. Is that the best place?
Yeah, that'll work.
What is that?
I think there's both JimmieDaleGilmore.com and Jimmie Gilmore.
All right.
And the Jimmie has IE in it.
Right. So if you want to check that out right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, want to see where Jimmie Dale is because you love him, and if you don't, as soon as you hear him sing, I think you will. Then go see him in any of the configurations. And the Wronglers particularly will be a very sweet way to hear them. I'm glad they were on the show this time around. Good to see you again, Jimmie.
You too. It's really good to be back every time.